All your names.
As this officer's explained to you, I'm sure.
I want all. No, I do not have an outstanding. I do not have an outstanding warrant for my arrest because I have a lawsuit. Listen to me. Listen to me. Let me speak. Because I have a lawsuit against the governor, the district attorney, the assistant district attorney, the chief of police, and 3 officers. Now, all of you all that's here today, you are going to be involved in this lawsuit also because you're violating my constitutional right and you're also violating your oath of office that you took to uphold, to swear to serve, protect, and to defend the Constitution of the United States, and you're not doing it.
We're here to execute lawful writ, sir.
It's a Fourth Amendment arrest warrant.
Yes, sir.
Let me see the warrant.
We'll be happy to.
No, let me see the warrant. Pull it out now. I need to see the warrant right now.
Sir, we'll be happy to show you the warrant. We'll be happy to explain all that to you.
No, ain't no explaining. No, you need to, if you have a search warrant or if you have an arrest warrant, you have to show that warrant.
Negative.
No, yes, you do. I don't know what constitution. I don't know what constitution that you. I don't know what constitution you think you on. No. I don't know what constitution you think you're under, but you're under the Constitution of the United States of America. You can't just do anything that you want to do.
You're correct.
Okay, now show me the warrant.
We will show you the warrant when we get you downtown.
No.
What I need for you to do is I need for you to step out of the car.
I need you to show me that warrant.
Sir, we need you to step out of the car.
I need you to show me that warrant.
Are you refusing to exit the car?
Without a warrant, I'm not doing anything.
An outstanding warrant for your arrest.
How do I even know you're a police officer? Show me your ID.
My credentials if you like.
No, show them to me. That's not credentials. That's a uniform.
Partner, step out of the car. We are Nashville Police officers. You are under arrest.
Okay, well, show me the arrest warrant.
The arrest warrant is down in warrant.
No. Okay. No. I need to see that warrant.
All right. You got your picture?
What's that say? Scott Bird, police sergeant. What's your badge number?
Step out of the car, please.
What's your badge number? I didn't see the badge number.
We're not going to be here all night.
No, what's your badge number?
262-765. Step out of the car.
262-725?
Step out.
262? Okay, where is the warrant?
Lock his vehicle in.
Where's the warrant?
Going anywhere?
Where's the warrant?
I've explained to you that I'll be happy to show that.
You haven't.
Commissioner will explain.
You haven't.
What it is we need for you.
You haven't. You haven't showed me a warrant.
You have an outstanding warrant for your arrest.
You haven't showed it to me.
Well, I need for you to just step out of the car.
Okay, why can't you show me the warrant?
We are going to show you the warrant.
Show me the warrant now. I don't know who you are. Because what this is retaliation. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna get a protective order against you and the whole Nashville Police Department, and now I will have the feds down here because y'all don't understand who it is y'all messing with. Okay. Now show me the warrant.
Sir, they're going to block in your vehicle, and then we're going to ask you to step out of the car.
Show me the warrant.
Be forcibly removed.
Show me. So you're gonna use force?
Sir.
Are you gonna use force?
I don't want to.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. Try it. Try to use force, and I will defend my rights. And I'm telling you now, I've already put y'all on notice. I've already put you on notice. Now, this is retaliation because I have a lawsuit against your police department for violating my constitutional rights.
I think is this vehicle marked?
Now, I need... you show me the warrant, and I will get out this vehicle. All I'm asking you to do is show me the warrant, and I'll get out this vehicle. Where's the warrant?
You tell me that if I show you a warrant, you will
show me a warrant where a judge signed a warrant for my arrest, and I will get out this vehicle. I'm a man of my word.
Okay, fair enough. We're going to send someone down to go get you.
That's all I want. That's all I want. I see a warrant that's signed by a judge, I'll get out this car. Because whatever judge signed that warrant, I'm going to have his license.
Okay.
And he won't be sitting on that bench.
All right.
I promise you that. I promise you that.
If you can do me a favor, just continue to sit like you are, sir, I'd appreciate that, okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. So it's my understanding you've had some issues with the police in the past?
Yes, sir. Because you are not following the Constitution.
What are those issues?
The issue is this is not a motor vehicle. This is a automobile, and I'm traveling. This went to the Supreme Court. That unless I am driving commercially, now you all got computers in your vehicles, right?
No, sir.
You got computers in your vehicles.
No, sir.
Yeah, y'all do.
No, sir.
So how you run somebody's tag?
We got a dispatch center that we get to run in that information.
No, every squad car I've seen has a computer, laptop computer in it.
We don't have those.
Okay, so y'all ain't got no computer to look up somebody's license or nothing.
No, sir.
You telling me? I mean, you telling me?
I don't have a laptop in my computer, no, sir. I
So-
have a laptop in my car.
so-
We're an unmarked police car.
Unmarked cars have computers in them.
They do. Well, maybe some do, but mine don't.
Well, when you get a chance to get to a computer, this is what I want you to do. I want you to look up U.S. Title 18, USC 31, Section 6, and Section 10, and it will let you know who has to have a driver's license and who has to have their vehicle registered. If you're charging a fee or a fare to drive your vehicle, then yes, you must have it registered and you must have a driver's license. But if you're not doing that, by law, you do not have to have a driver's license or a registration. That's the reason why I sued the Tennessee Department of Revenue for fraud. That's fraud.
What's the status of that case?
It's still pending right now.
When did you file it?
I filed the same day I filed it against the police department.
When was that?
October
In October of this year?
of this year.
Okay.
So it's still pending
How long have you lived in Tennessee?
for 2 years.
For 2 years. What brought all this about?
Well, because I got stopped on a traffic stop, and he basically said I have a suspended license, which I don't even have a Tennessee driver's license. Because by law, I don't have to have one because I'm not driving commercially.
Okay.
So he wrote me the ticket. I gave him all my paperwork. I have all my paperwork in my briefcase right here that shows my status, that I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm a U.S. non-citizen national or American national. And that's a difference. My legal status is different. I've already got all this paperwork sent to the president, to the Supreme Court judge of Tennessee, and the Supreme Court justice of the United States. They all have my paperwork. They have my paperwork down there because I sent a copy to Chief Anderson. I sent him a copy of all my paperwork, and they have copies of it down there. That's the reason why now they're going to be liable. The department going to be liable financially now because now y'all in violation of the contract because I sent it to you all.
What contract?
The contract that states that you all are supposed to protect my constitutional rights. Anything that you all conduct with me or do with me has to be constitutional. No other laws or regulation. If I'm not harming nobody, damaging nobody's property, or doing anything to defraud nobody, I have not committed any crime because that's the common law. That's the constitutional law. But see, y'all don't even know what the Constitution is. They don't teach y'all what the Constitution is.
What makes the contact constitutional?
What makes what?
What makes the contact constitutional?
With you all with me? Because you all have stopped me from as far as my travels, unwarranted.
What would make it constitutional?
What would make it constitutional? If while I was driving or traveling, I put somebody in danger, I damaged somebody's property, or I harmed somebody physically, then by law, by common law, by constitution, then you are obligated to stop me.
Intentionally or unintentionally?
Either way, intentionally or unintentionally. If I unintentionally harm somebody, then I fall under your jurisdiction. See, all this went to the Supreme Court. All that's in my briefcase.
What does the Supreme Court say?
Supreme Court says that driving without a license, driving without a registration, or tag are not arrestable offenses. Matter of fact, I can give you.
Is that by USC standards or is that by?
That's. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna let you see on the back. That's my travel. I do. Now on the back, and when you look on the back, it's gonna give you the Supreme Court cases where all of that stems from. And you can look those cases up. Those are case law. But see, if they don't teach our officers that, then they putting y'all in subjection and financial liability. Those are Supreme Court cases.
It is. they're saying that the states have no right to regulate.
No, sir. Only commerce.
This is what your
Only commerce.
intention is.
No, only commerce. Now, if you're driving a U-Haul truck or a rent-a-center truck, then yes, by law, you have to have a driver's license, and you have to have that vehicle registered because you are in commerce. You are making a fee in the fare, and the state, by law, is liable for those fares and fees and taxes on that. But I'm not doing that. This is my privately owned vehicle. I'm not charging the fare. I'm not charging the fee, and I'm not operating in commerce. I'm not doing any of those things.
So didn't you pay tax on this car?
Who?
You?
No, I didn't. I didn't pay no tax on this
one. On this car?
Uh-uh.
So when you purchased it, you didn't pay any tax?
No, I didn't purchase it. My sister purchased this car.
So your sister paid taxes on it?
Well, she did, but I didn't. But that's why I deregistered these tags, because those tags, once I found out what the law was, I had my tags deregistered and taken off because I understood what the fraud is.
But would you agree that if taxes were paid on this vehicle, it falls under regulation in the state of Tennessee?
No.
You don't?
Because they were paid without the contract being without them divulging what the contract was.
The contract for the purchase of the vehicle, or the contract with the state of Tennessee?
The contract with the state of Tennessee. Because, see, this is what most people don't realize. When you get a driver's license from the state of Tennessee or get your tag from them, then you are contracting with them that your vehicle is under their jurisdiction. Well, I expatriated myself from all that. All that's been filed in the county and also been postilled by the Secretary of State. That's why you see on the back of that number, back of that, it says Secretary of State, document number 11-502. That's filed with the Secretary of State, and it's got his seal on it that's valid. All that's in there.
Well, if you developed yourself from the state of Tennessee, why do you utilize the state of Tennessee symbol on your ID here?
No, that's the Tennessee Republic. That's the Tennessee Republic. See,
it's still showing a representation of the Tennessee state flag, though.
No, but see, that flag is not a corporation. The state of Tennessee is a corporation.
So the flag represents the state of Tennessee.
No, the state of Tennessee. No, the state of Tennessee. It was changed. The state of Tennessee is a corporation, just like the United States is a federal corporation.
When did that happen?
That happened in 1871. And you can look all of this up.
And under a corporation, what makes that different from, say, a republic?
What the difference between a corporation and a republic is that the people are free, and in the republic, the only law that governs them is the Constitution, which is the state constitution and the U.S. Constitution. Not all these state annotated codes, regulations, and stuff which are restrictive. It's just like if you saw somebody right now with a gun on their side, and would you ask them for a permit?
It would depend.
Then you would be wrong.
No, I said it would depend.
Right, but I'm saying, but you would be wrong to ask
for... You automatically classify me as being wrong because I'm saying that there's circumstances that I need to be able to evaluate before I make that...
Well, just what I'm saying, but see, the only thing that you would need, that would need a permit is whether they can open carry or not. But for them to have a gun, that's a constitutional right. That's Article 2 in the U.S. Constitution, and that's Article 1, Section 26 in the Tennessee State Constitution. But see, what the way they made the people think is that you have to have a permit to carry a gun. And that's a lie. But see, they've done a job on you all too, because they haven't schooled y'all, they haven't educated you all on even the laws that you all are supposed to be upholding and defending.
Now, you had said earlier that if you were engaged in conduct in
commerce
of this vehicle,
in commerce,
that endangered safety and endangered other people, we would have the right to be able to stop you.
That's correct. That's correct.
Do you then think the state has the right to put those things on the books to ensure the public safety of all?
That's correct.
Okay.
And I have no problem with that. But the Constitution states this: as long as the laws that the states make don't contravene the U.S. Constitution, then the citizens ought to abide by them. But if the states make a law that contravenes anything in the Constitution, that its citizens are not to obey that law. Matter of fact, they are supposed to treat it as if the law has never even been passed.
So, if someone, or if the state, puts laws on the books to help manage public safety, you're saying it's wrong?
No. If it's managed public safety, as long as it doesn't violate the citizens' constitutional rights, That's what I'm saying. It's just like they can, like the state of Tennessee can never make a law and says, well, you got to get a permit to have the freedom of speech.
Okay.
The Constitution said we don't have to obey that because that contravenes the Constitution.
Okay.
But see, the safety laws are there to protect the people of the Constitution,
Okay.
not to make lawbreakers.
Right.
That's not what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
That's why anything that you do to me, as long as it's constitutional, you won't have no problem with me.
Fair enough. Well, let me ask you this. Seems how you are in agreement with me that the law, or that the state can put laws on the books to help manage public safety.
Right, long as it's in harmony with the Constitution.
For example, say running a red light. If someone gets to running a red light,
Mm-hmm.
you're saying that in the interest of public safety, there's a law that should be upheld.
Right. But except if they didn't harm nobody, now this is by law. Now I don't know if y'all know the rule is called corpus delicti. That if somebody runs a red light and there was no harm done to anybody or nobody was in imminent danger, then by law you're not even supposed to ticket them.
But that danger perceived by who?
Whoever was there. The party that was there, because there has to be an injured party for a crime to exist. The law states that for any crime to exist, there has to be an injured party or a victim, correct?
Say that person A runs a red light, and that person feels like they didn't endanger anybody. But person B, who was coming across that intersection, had to slam on their brakes to avoid a collision.
Right, now you have
public safety violated.
That's right. Okay. Exactly. Because you don't determine that. If somebody else felt like their life was threatened by your action, then yes, you are liable for that. Yes, you are. And by the common law. So you don't even need no written law for that. That's common law.
Okay.
That's common law.
All right. So you'd agree then that a law like that is okay to have?
Of course, because it doesn't contravene the Constitution. Okay. It's in the interest of the people of the state.
If you had individuals that continually engaged in activity that threatened the public safety, say while operating a motor vehicle, would you say that at any point in time that in order to ensure the greater good or the public safety, or the safety of all, that we should not allow that person to be able to drive anymore?
Yes, if they've shown that they are a danger to public safety, then it's your duty. Yeah, that's your duty that you're sworn to uphold and to protect the people of the Constitution. Yeah, that's a duty. Okay. But if they haven't shown that, then no.
Let me ask you this. You said that the state has suspended a driver's license that you don't have.
Right, I don't even have a license to suspend, right.
What was their reasoning for that?
Well, they said I had, I guess a couple of speeding tickets I had. And that was really basically it, just a couple of speeding tickets. Right.
Is it 1, 2?
I think I had two speeding tickets.
Okay. Was that in the state of Tennessee or somewhere else?
State of Georgia.
State of Georgia.
Right.
And what is the state of Georgia saying that you need to do to satisfy those?
They want me to pay all this money, which I'm not. Because, see, after I found out that I didn't have to have a license, that's when, after I studied it, and trust me, I've already ran this by my attorneys. And they was like, yeah, that's true. Okay. But how many people know that? Right. How many people know that your vehicle, when you're traveling, if you're not traveling in commerce, then you're not subject to registration, titling, and licensing? Most people don't know that because they're not going to teach you that. Because then the state's going to lose a lot of money because people going to understand their rights.
So it sounds like your issue isn't with the state of Tennessee, it's more so with the state of Georgia.
No, it's the state of Tennessee because the state of Tennessee is the one that's saying I have a suspended Tennessee driver's license, which I've never had one. And I told them I'm not going to get one.
But the state of Tennessee is acting on information provided by the state of Georgia. Correct?
Right. But see, but when they stopped me, they said my Tennessee driver's license is suspended. They ain't talking about my Georgia. They said Tennessee. And I said, well, I don't have a Tennessee driver's license. Never had one. Never would. I would never get another driver's license unless I'm going to be driving for commerce and I open up a business. I'm transporting. Then I would have to. I would have to do that because it's commercial. But I'm traveling. That's what I'm saying. When you look up these laws and you see it in black and white, then you understand what I'm saying. But I know you never saw that. But they've been on the books. and look up those court cases, because them cases are Supreme Court cases. Those aren't just little district court or appellate court. That's when those went to the Supreme Court and said that no traffic violation is arrestable offenses. So them talking about a warrant for my arrest for a driver, that's not even lawful. That's not legal. That's not constitutional. And that's why I want to see the name of the judge that signed that warrant, because he is going to be liable. Because now what I'm going to do, I'm going to file paperwork to have him removed for treason against the Constitution.
You do know the paperwork that we have is not for a warrant for a traffic violation. You are aware of that?
What could it be for? Because driving on a suspended license is a traffic violation.
Driving on a suspended license is not a traffic violation. It is a traffic-related type offense, but it is not a traffic violation.
So how can you have a driving on a suspended license if you wasn't in traffic traveling?
Sir?
How could you have a suspended license or charged for a suspended license if you wasn't in traffic traveling?
Your license, according to you, and like I said, I don't know what's happening in the state of Georgia, your license in the state of Georgia was suspended as a result of you traveling on the roadway.
Which was illegal. See, that's why I went to the court, Supreme Court. That's illegal. But see, because I didn't know that initially, they was able to do that to me. But see, now you can't do that now that I know the laws. So you can't. I don't follow under that now because I understand that that's unconstitutional.
So, talking about the circumstance where we should be able to remove someone's ability to be able to drive if they're unable to adhere to public safety.
Correct.
What do you think should be the procedures in place in order to allow that person to be able to drive again?
To meet the procedures, that if, number one, they should be able to take, especially if they reckless driving or like driving under influence, then they got to show, number one, that they took some type of rehab class, that they're not, that they're responsible, that, under some type of rehab program they should have to finish, and then have supervised traveling, and then once they prove themselves worthy, then they can have unsupervised. That's what I would propose, because you got to look out for the public safety first. That's number one. But as long as you're not violating their constitutional rights, which you're not, because they put the public in safety. Because once you do that, then you're not protected.
Well, it sounds like that the state of Georgia, and like I said, I'm not judging on their behalf. I'm just here to serve a piece of paper.
Okay.
Sounds like the state of Georgia deemed that you were at risk to public safety. Whether you were or not, I don't know. I'm not here to adjudicate those things. And they made a determination that your license be suspended or revoked or whatever the current status is. Are you aware that the state of Tennessee has an ability to do just the very thing that you've talked about, allowing someone to almost be driving in a supervised status until such time as they can receive that full driver's license status?
Right.
Are you familiar with that?
I am very familiar with that. Okay. But see, this is where the issue comes in at, though. The issue comes in is, number one, the jurisdiction over my privately owned vehicle. Number two is that by law, I don't even have to have a driver's license to be suspended. In order to have a license suspended, that means you was traveling in commerce, which I never was. But I've never endangered anybody on this road. Because, number one, when I'm driving, I don't text, I don't be on the, because I'm watching this road. Because they're bad enough with the other people you got to watch out for. So I don't need no added distraction. So that's not even an issue as far as public safety, because I've never put the public in jeopardy.
So how would you, if you were in charge for a day, how would you recommend us tracking individuals that fall into the status that you claim to fall into?
If I was in charge, like DUIs and all that stuff like that?
No, just folks driving. How would we keep track of folks that don't fall under a commercial status, as you say?
Okay.
How would we keep track of those folks who are driving?
How would you keep track of them? I mean, to me personally, I went to the DMV myself and gave them my information. So I gave them my own tag information, my own house, everything. So because I did that to make sure that you understand, I'm not trying to do something shady or trying to not let you know where I'm at. Because when you deal under common law and constitutional law, as long as you're doing things up and up, and you live by the golden rule, you love your neighbors yourself, love Yahweh the Island with all our heart and soul, there wouldn't be no crime. There would be no need for even have police. But since we don't have people like that, that don't have integrity like that, then that's why we got to have laws in place in case they do violate those laws. Then we have to have correction for that. Now, to me, I would say everybody should get their own tag and have it registered, but not by the state.
By who?
By themselves. And go to the state to identify your vehicle, like I've done.
But under that system, you'd still have the state regulating vehicle use.
No, they're not regulating it. Because
if you're having a vehicle brought to the state for the purposes of ensuring its safety.
No, what you're doing, you only bringing it to them for identification purposes.
And how would you identify it with the state?
Like I did mine. I sent them a letter with all my information in it. Name, birth date, address, height, weight. I sent them all that. I did all that.
Sir, this is the copy of the outstanding warrant that you requested.
Let me see that.
You'll see down at the bottom who it's signed by. One of our judicial commissioners. Folks who are in this county, folks who are authorized to issue warrant against individuals.
Okay, hold on. Let me move your hand right there.
Now, I understand that ours is not to judge what this is out here. It's simply to serve process and allow you to be able to get before a judge for the purposes of determining whether or not
Okay, now he said he saw me driving. Hold on. Says suspect was observed leaving his residence at 4501 Packer Drive. He was driving 2004 Ford Explorer VIN number. How did he find out what my VIN number was? Gray in color, displaying the tag 704 Common Law Enforcement with the state seal, Spade and Miller. He continued to drive the automobile on Apache Trail, stopped at a market at the corner of Apache Trail, Haywood Lane. He then continued to drive on Haywood Lane, then merged onto I-24 west towards downtown. He continued to drive on I-24 till he exited at the Jefferson Street exit. He then continued on Jefferson Street, crossing the bridge to head towards Rosa Park Boulevard. While driving, he violated several traffic infractions, driving 65 miles and 55, making several lane changes while not using a turn signal. Stop was not made due to the fact I was not in a marked police vehicle. At this time, Mr. Williams, since his driving license currently suspended, he has 7 prior arrests for this offense, 3 convictions. I charged 1 charge, retired, and 2 more currently pending disposition. Has 3 failure to be booked on citation. What? And 2 failure to appeal charges in history. All this was verified through the state computer and the Metro Arm system. Now, do you understand how that sounds?
What this says here is that he's following the current protocols that our police department, the state of Tennessee, has in order to create.
How many people have they done that to like that?
Like this?
Yeah.
I see them nightly. That people take warrants out on people for driver's license all the time.
No, I'm talking because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna subpoena every arrest warrant that was done like this on a person that they saw driving but didn't stop them or call in, because they should have. If I was doing that, why didn't they call in?
And that's fair enough. And that's an argument that you can have with
right, because whatever his name is, Robert Andrew Morris, he just got rid of his career.
All right, sir.
Because that's perjury.